Hello and welcome to tonight's stream where I am going to be doing some work on the overlay. I hope you are all doing well this evening. It is going to be hopefully a fun and productive evening because I've already been doing various bits of work. I've done some stuff yesterday, done some stuff this morning and just before the stream as well. So I can't wait to show you what I have been up to. Hello Kieran, how are you doing this evening? So yes, we are going to be doing some more work on me and getting my face working properly. So let's head over and let's get started. But while we're doing that, let me know how your day has gone and what you have been up to, if you've got any plans this evening. And then I can show you what I have been working on. Right, what I need to do first is have a look here. Hello, Benevolent Knight. How are you doing? So yes, what I have been working on is getting things set up so that I can start defining a lot more of this base stuff in code so that I can get more control over it, especially over the eyes. So you notice things are looking a bit odd at the moment. One eye is a bit bigger than the other and the kind of square. And that is entirely on purpose because it allows me... what it allows me to do is if I build and run the game, you'll see the face change. You'll see that the eyes become the correct shape. One of the eyes keeps vanishing and I'm not entirely sure why. Right. But yeah, you can see that the lenses have changed size, the actual eyes have changed size. So we'll be able to play with that. First, I want to find out why is one of the eyes vanishing. We have a left eye. And we have a right eye. Now, why is the right... Oh. Isn't that? What? Curious. Well, I guess we'll be figuring out this bug first. So yeah, doing good, has some fun with the freelance calculator Cursor recommended, and right now doing some D&D stuff for a campaign reboot soon. Other than that, transferred some leaks into your garden plot this morning. So basically you've been entirely unproductive today, Kieran, it sounds like. Absolutely nothing done, you've just been a couch potato the whole day, so... But yeah, hopefully that freelance calculator helps you out because, yeah, you definitely need to be charging enough to live off. Ideally, you need to be making sure that you are earning enough that you could live off it by yourself when you're doing your commission stuff. Because the key thing you've got to factor in is if you are a freelancer, you get no holiday pay, you get no sick pay, and the work can be a lot more temperamental. You can get a lot of stuff all at once and you can get nothing for a while, and it's just working things out. So you're not long. Yeah, not done with work long. It's in the reference sheet, and you got to start modeling. Oh, that model looks like a fun one to model from the reference sheet. I'm glad you're happy with the design, because that is a really, really fantastic design. Right, I'm trying to work out why the eyes keep vanishing. Not something. Save that. I switch to render both faces. Oh, curious why, because if I bring that to 0, okay, that fails, but if it's point not 1. Right. So it's behind that. Why is the eye not front? An idea to secure a batch of commissions so you have a line of projects you can proceed on to once you finish with this one. Like how Kuda does theirs, then open up again for new. Yeah, that could be a good way of doing it. I mean, I'm not the best person to talk to about like artistic commissions, because I don't do them. Right, so I can move it back and forth. Oh, is it in the code? It might be in the code. But yeah, because I do coding, so I mean, literally in terms of clients, I have been contracting since 2013, and I have had 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 clients in like what, 9 years. Because, for example, one of those clients I had for 4 years, and they were basically paying most of my income. I've got a client now that I've been working with for well over a year. And they basically fund me doing all this other stuff in a sense, because they pay for me to do the contract work on their stuff so that I can then play with my own stuff. Right, let's open up our C# project, and I think yeah. So what we need to do here, this is where things are going wrong. We want to do vector 3 offset equals expression dot left I dot offset. And once I get this working, I will show you basically all the stuff that I have been working on. That equal minus 0.05f. Let's do this as a left offset. Have right offset. I've been oddly clear-minded and productive today, getting a lot done. I mean, well, I've felt a lot more active and like my brain is all together, even though I have been kind of tired. And a large part of that is, well, I'm not entirely sure what has caused it, but it has been quite nice. Of course, the problem is I've hit enough things where I've just got to sit around waiting for the computer to do something, because I've been doing the sorts of changes that requires doing full recompiles of the project I work on, which takes a few minutes each time, which is always fun. It shouldn't take a few minutes, of course, because my machine's fast, and it's actually faster on slower hardware, but something has gone wrong that caused it to be slower on faster hardware. So okay. Let's give this a go. No, it's still... Oh! I figured it out. I was on the right lines. But where I've gone wrong is this. I believe that could be what cause was. Yeah, that has reset. So this here. Okay. We can fix that same way, because what we're going to do is a vector 3 and then left size dot z equals 1. make this a vector 3 and right size. Going for a shower and then you'll be back. Okay, see you in a bit. Benevolent light. Right, so left side, left offset, right size, right offset. So basically when you pass a vector 2 into a vector 3, it will just do a conversion between the two, which is great, and it zeroes out the Z. The problem is that when that vector 3 is the scale, you don't want to have something that is 0 thickness. But I think and hope this is what will fix it, because it looks fine here. If I move around, everything looks just fine there. But let's have a check. Oh yes, I have been muted that entire time. Actually, why have I been muted? I haven't touched the microphone. But yes, I have been looking around stuff, and it seems there's a bunch of recalculate things that we may be able to try to see if they work. No, still blinking in and out. Hmm. There's a thing here where if I show this, not the variables sound of strange. Further from the camera, the last book of fears. Let's find the trail something. He's a debuggable. Make sure this is threads updated around the solution. It's a shame because that problem was told and solved several times in this one. You just admitted recalculate normals and recalculate bounds after a massive translation operation which led to culling and disappearing. Instructive. I did not put it in my JS version. It worked perfectly. So CS is a bit more restrictive on this, but this. Why is it missing? I don't get. Did that one? It was. Playing. So save it. Hmm. Well, what problem is here? Let's have a look through here. Game object disappears and move rotate the camera. Oh. That's no help. If I did a quad. Then my extend to the corners of the screen like on the place, just tested normal stuff. This stuff is shown. Right, all the main instantiated quads not shown. Modifications to the quads creates a problem. Okay, but I'm calling those now. Okay, let's set a breakpoint and make sure that this is actually so I'm going to do var mesh equals this. I'm going to do mesh that recalculate normal. Okay, I will attach the Unity. I'll play. And then hopefully we can get somewhere with this. And the AI is going to be controlled. Is it only going to be in Unity? Is it being set up in Blend first? It's all in Unity. So these things are actually things that I've added to the model in Unity. Okay, so we are stopped at the breakpoint. The mesh is set. We have our normals. If I step over, still have our normals. We have our bounds. need to do this here. Let's just extract these. Okay. But yeah, because it's going to be a series of planes where I'm swapping the textures out and doing all sorts of other stuff, it's a bit easier potentially to do it in Unity. Cool. Okay, is there a way to actually see the normals on something? Sure, yeah. Feel free to offer any suggestions. Oh. Would that be it? Is that flipping the normal around there? So in the actual shader, I have it set. Where are we? Face component. The render face is set to both. Unless the depth test. First of all, oh, that's still. Okay. Depth test, never. Depth test, always. Oop. Yeah, it's something to do with the depth. It's like it is clipping behind. I wonder. Hmm. I do have this issue to some degree with my current model. What happens if I just scale everything up? No, that's not fixing it. Oh. That. So I have an idea of what is causing this. So those gradients. That. That should be black. So that we get a gradient there. And this is meant to be black, black, Put that at 51. That's like 52. I want more. That is also set to 0. That is set to 49 and 48.9. Save that, and then we get that there. I did try to do all of this in a shader, which, if it was possible, would be the best way, but getting the textures to sort of scale down and position. Because I've got these textures that I need to clip them, but it's one of those things where you sort of want a texture to appear multiple times. I mean, the annoying thing is this would be so easy for me to do if I was writing app code. This is something that is so easy to do in an app, because you just basically, you have a 2D thing and you just draw all the draw calls. What if I made it a plane? So do that be 20 and scale it down even more. All looks perfectly fine. Yeah. Let's just set that to 0.05. Do with the camera, is it? Main camera. Ring. There must be a way, because if I set that, it works perfectly. Yeah, it's just what happens if I go in here and I don't do any of this. It works perfectly. So what am I doing in this code that is wrong? First thing we're going to do, let's enable this. We seem to be fine there. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to disable that again and go back to the eye. Oh, even the comment everything out and comment everything one by one until we found the problem solution is tried and tested, and every programmer in the world has used it at some point. Okay, so at this point here, this is interesting. At this point here, the eye is in front of the lens, but this point here, the eye is behind the lens. Now you could say, well, why don't you just make that translucent? Part of the reason is that I want these eyes to sort of shift around, move left, move right, and so on. And in order to get that, I would have to basically have what I had initially, which is the two arms and then the bridge, and then be able to shift those around. What I'm doing now is that I'm actually doing the line across in the renderer, like in the shader for the face background, because then I can fill this in and just move them around on top of it, and I don't need to shift anything else around. I don't need to make things perfectly line up. The problem is, why is it changing? The depth. Or more precisely, why is it changing the depth now? Okay. Well, the right is the one that makes the most sense looking at. So what we're going to do, we're not going to touch the position. just going to look at the scale. Okay. But even with the scale, wait, what? What? Come again? Excuse me. So, if oh, it was at that point that Pilkey had a realization. The screen's rotated 90 degrees. So Y isn't up, Z is up. New vector 3. Right size dot x 1. Right size dot y. Does this change anything? It may change nothing, but it's worth a try. Doesn't really change anything. Well, actually, it doesn't matter if that, because the eye here is not appearing, and that's the only important one. We don't care if this eye appears in front. We care whether that eye appears in front. Okay. What we will do is we will now bring the glasses back in, but only affect the right side. I was hoping to be doing something a bit more than just hunting down bugs, but this is the detective work that is required if you are going to be building your own overlay. This is the sort of exciting, riveting, oh, That is a bit more promising. Now the position is wise up, I believe. It's just on the scale it isn't. Except why is it? No, it's flickering in front now. Let's change this back to a quad because a plane isn't making any difference. Oh, was it doing it because it was rotated 90 degrees? Yeah, it was because it was rotated 90 degrees. I was right. But okay. Um. Hmm. To do. Okay. Next thing we can try. What I think I'm going to try is putting these planes. Problem is how I've got all the code set up. It needs them to be inside. Offset issue. Okay, see you in a little bit, Kieran. I'm wondering what on earth do here. Right. Switch it be. Goes away to. Is it possible to mask on background? See, this all becomes a lot easier if I don't allow the glass lenses to move and just the eyes. But that ruins some of the effect that I want to go for. Because I mean, I can, if I was to uncomment it, and I'm commenting all the stuff that I did off. And then what I'm going to do is go here and where are we? So the alpha here goes into there. I save asset. So now you can see the line going through, but if I play, yes, it looks a bit off, but you can't see any issues because when it goes behind, it's still perfectly fine. So then it's getting rid of the lines, which then takes me back to this is all made hard by the fact that you're all working in relative units. If I could have a fixed set of units and make that... right, let's Unity 2D drawing. Okay, Unity solutions for 2D. Da-da-da. Right to the smart shape. The Unity sorts renderers according to priority order that depends on their types and usages. Specify renderers that render. The order sorting layer and ordering layer. So sorting layer and ordering layer and the renderers represents developed all 2D renderers through the inspector. Wonder if I've been going about this all wrong. Um. Okay, so that attaches. So, I think I know how I need to go about this. I think what I'm going to have to do is learn how on earth you do 2D stuff in Unity, because I've been trying to do this as a bunch of planes that I can manipulate and so on. But I'm getting the feeling that it is going to be better if I treat the screen as a 2D game, essentially, and use all of the 2D stuff in Unity, because all the 2D stuff in Unity is, I believe, still actually in 3D space. But if I can do that and just have that on and just use, basically treat it as sprites. Okay, well, I am going to go and refill my glass and do a few other bits and pieces. Hey, Snowtwig, it is going poorly. Though I think I've had a revelation on how to fix the poorly. And I'm just about to go refill my glass of water. And when I get back, we're going to be learning how to do 2D stuff in Unity, because I think it's going to be necessary for me to get my face working. So I will see you all in a few minutes. I'm going to run some ads during the break just to get rid of those pesky pre-rolls. So feel free to ignore them, go and get your own drinks and so on. But when we get back, we will have a go at learning how on earth 2D works in Unity. So, see you all in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. So, let's see what we can do. I'm going to read through this properly. 3D and 3D mod setting. Okay, so I don't think we care about stuff. Immediate and hospital feature, toolbar scene view, when 2D mods enabled, orthographic is used. Left objects, not the sprites, yep. Sprites. Then touches, special techniques for combining and managing for them for efficiency and convenience during development. Don't care about efficiency. You need to provide a built-in sprite editor to let you extract sprite graphics from a large image. And combine images into single texture. You could use this, for example, to keep the arms, legs, body of a character as separate elements within one image. Sprites rendered with a sprite renderer component rather than a mesh renderer. Moves to a game object. Create a game object with a sprite renderer already attached. In this addition, you can use the creator tool to make placeholder 2D images. Separate physics engine, we don't care about physics. Okay, so we've got all this stuff about all of the initial setup stuff that we don't care about. Okay. So how are you doing, Snowtwig? I got to ask before I went off to refill my drink. How is your day going? Okay, so game objects, fundamental objects in Unity. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Behavior of game objects is transform the sprite renderer, cameras, and collider 2D. No game scripts. We are really in the. You can use a collection of sprites to build a character. This allows you greater control of the movement and animation of your characters. Importing sprites. Sprite renderer lets you do that. The introduction to sprite renderer tutorial. Okay, we'll stick that up there. Oh, a bit of a stressful day. Hopefully it's a bit. Hopefully it's a bit less stressful now. Hopefully some nice chill evening. Small robot on the internet flailing about trying to work out how to do stuff helps chill you out a bit more. So, sorting sprites by organizing sprites in layers, you can create the illusion of depth. But sprites contain many stretches, yet we were looking at. Right, let's consolidate several textures into a single combined texture. Don't care about that. Don't particularly care about slicing. Tile map is a component that stores and handles tile assets for creating 2D levels. Care about that. That shape has a more flexible way of creating organic looking landscapes. Path. Different ways you can animate 2D characters. Frame by frame animation. Plays in a fast sequence. Let's make up the body and it just moves, or a skeletal. Okay. Muscle system, post system, physics, don't care about that. Okay. Sprites are 2D graphics objects. Used to work in 3D, 2D sprites are just standard texture with special techniques for combining and managing. Place all the sprite creator, a built-in sprite editor, a sprite renderer, and a sprite packer. The creator place all the sprites of the project, so we'll probably use that initially. Sprite editor lets you extract sprites from a large image. Okay. Sprite renderer. Sprites rendered with a sprite renderer component rather than a mesh renderer. You display images of sprites for use in both 2D and 3D scenes. That is what we want. What's in setting up sprites? Sprites are a type of asset in Unity project. You can see them ready to use via the project view. By the way, this is how I always write a blog post. I will write a blog post and then before I publish it, I will read it out to make sure what it sounds like. See if it actually sounds like I want it to. So there are two ways to bring sprites into your project. In your computer's Finder or File Explorer, place the image directly into Unity, your Unity project's assets folder. Unity detects it, imports it. Okay, blah 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 blah. That is all simple enough. Setting your image as a sprite. If your project is set to 2D, it's automatically imported as a sprite. If it's set to 3D, the image is set to a texture, so you need to change the asset's texture type. Thank you, Unity, for assuming that this is going to happen. I mean, I would have assumed that you would assume it because you make the two work together, but it's always good to know those things. So you click on the asset and you set the texture type to sprite. Okay. Sprite editor. And each sprite on the rectangle mesh. The mesh might include transparent areas outside the texture's border, and rendering these can negatively affect performance. When you use a custom outline editor to define the mesh outline that matches the outline of the sprite texture, you reduce the size of transparent areas, which improves performance. Okay. Well, performance isn't going to be terrible. What about physics? Sprite editor, secondary textures. Associate additional textures with the edited sprite. Shader can then sample these secondary textures to apply additional effects, such as normal mapping. Okay. We actually have stuff up here. So, Sometimes a sprite texture contains just a single graphic element, but it is often more convenient to combine several related graphics together into a single image, such as the eyes blinking and the mouth opening and closing. The image can contain component parts of a single character. There's a car whose wheels move independently of the body. Unity makes it easy to extract elements from a composite image by providing a sprite editor for the purpose. Make sure the graphic you want to use has its texture type set to sprite. Refer to the sprite's documentation. Sprite textures with multiple elements need to be set to sprite mode to be multiple in the inspector. Okay. Set the sprite mode to multiple in the texture import inspector if your image has several elements. The direct way to use the editor is to identify the elements manually. If you do all that, blah blah blah. Let's have a quick look at the sprite renderer. It attaches a sprite. And which sprite texture component should render. Vertex causes sprite which tends to be causes the image. If you flip it, the material used to render the sprite, and how the sprite scales when its dimensions change. Okay, so you actually get a sprite mask. That mask is used to hide, reveal parts of a sprite. Okay. Wasn't there stuff about it? So you create a 2D game. Back to animation. Alright, so we've got frame by frame workflow. Multiple sprites make up the character and each moves. All and with a skeletal animation. Sprite. Okay, and then use bones to animate things there. Okay. So this is just going through a bunch of stuff there. Sprite materials, slipping the sprites. Starting conclusion. Frame by frame animation. You can use sprite swap to quickly swap the sprites rendered at runtime by creating a frame by frame animation. This is used for simple animations such as showing the character blinking. Frame swap is a feature that enables you to change game objects rendered sprite but keep the same skeleton rig and animation clips. This enables you to quickly characters look different but have the same animation rig. You can also swap to displayed sprite. What's the general workflow for implement? Right, swapping. Sprite library and sprite resolver to the game object you want sprite swap is done. Must also contain sprite area. That is. So the sprite library asset build a collection of sprites grouped by category. This allows you to create groups of similar sprites. For example, you might create a category called weapon and then add sprites with labels blah 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 blah. The library component. At the sprite library asset to game object. This allows you to access all the sprites within the asset and display them on sprite rendered game object. And then the resolver. This information from the sprite library, resetting the library component on the same game object. Firstly applies the selected sprite to the sprite renderer. Allows you to swap the sprites. Covers during runtime. The component contains two properties, category and label. Set the sprite by setting the component to its category and label. Whenever the properties change, the resolver component checks the hierarchy for a sprite library component of the same game object. Once it finds it, it requests a sprite with the matching category and label values. Okay. Okay. So I could create one for like the eyes. So the problem is I would need to I may need to just do this manually because I'm going to have because I mean that is just updating the sprite on the renderer, but that should be perfectly doable. That is the right. I mean, I suppose... Hmm. Resources. Oh, right. Right. Hmm. Load all assets in the resources textures folder. Okay, so that is effectively loading all assets. All sprites from texture in the resources folder. Has to be chosen by the selection button. Sprite renderer, just set the sprite. Okay. Okay. Let's delete these. In fact, no. Let's leave them in. But what we're going to do is on add right renderer. That has a sprite renderer. Move on components and add sprite renderer. And we're going to remove components. Sprite renderer. Then what we're going to do here is import settings. Texture type is default. We're going to set it to sprite. Sprite road is going to be multiple. Apply. Oh, sprite has to window registered. Please sprite package. Okay. Package. Oop. Oh well. Valid. I actually have an idea of what caused that. Okay. And try that again. So at least I'm starting to explore something that I don't think others are currently doing in Animator streams. Well, I think everyone's doing a little something unique and new. Willem was doing the 2D like capture, the screen capture stuff as a texture and utilizing that in the layer. Doig is just doing everything. Fenrir's doing the face capture, and I'm now trying to do 2D, and Kieran's using Unity, and right, where are we? I don't want my assets. I want into registry. 2D. Yeah, Unreal. Same thing, but completely different. Where are... Oh, I just realized something. I have to do all this again. Oh, and I have to remove the mesh collide. Way. I evidently hadn't properly saved. Oh well. Right, Chandra. And again. And one final time. Okay, save. Now I want to go here. Oh, the 2D sprite package. Okay, so just plain 2D. So install. This seems fairly new. July 14th, 2022, version 1. Okay. Right, there we go. By cell count. 2 columns. 1 row. Slice. Apply. Glasses standard left. Glasses standard right. Okay. There we go here. Glasses standard left. And glasses standard right. 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. That does need to be. That can be 0. Your holes are gradually looking less like penises. That is always a that is always a good thing to have occur. Okay. What I want to do. Go in here. Oh no, that is already pointed out. So let's see if we can get to the position. Like what happens when we run? They scale up. Okay. Now, why is that? Okay, so it's pixels per unit. So that's 100 pixels per unit. In fact, let's that is 1 unit. Let's go to 1/10 of that. If there are 100 pixels per unit, that's 10th, because if we then went to here and we change that to 10, that should be... Oh. Oh wait, I'd do that to 10. Yep, so that one is... Right, so then we get... 100 pixels per unit. That would be useful. Go here and let's stick all this on. Let's extract this. Do test face. Put that as that, and then what I want to do is add the object right square. All hail the massive pilky face. What I want to do is with the massive pilky face, center it. As the bridge. center the Pilkey face on the Pilkey bot. Okay. So now we can work out a scale. Well, we can in a second. Want that to like that. Okay. So if I go to test phase and let's right, well, let's do 1000. Fine. Okay. 10,000. Okay, so it's somewhere between there. We can actually enter that. 5,000. Uh, 4,000. Oh. We may be onto a winner. I think that's close enough to count that as a nice rounded number. So if we say 4,000, okay. So we can hide that. You're heading off. See you tomorrow. Okay. Have a good rest of your day, benevolent night. Hope your modeling has gone well. If it's looking fairly good, please do show it in the Discord if you haven't already, because I'd love to see your progress on it as you build it. It's can't wait to see it finish because it looks like it's going to be a fantastic design. And certainly one of the nicest initial designs I've seen for animators. Way better than my initial design. Okay, so we want to go here. I want to change that to 4,000. But cancel. What I want to do is if I set that to 1, 1, 1 and 1, 1, 1, those are fairly big. But if I now go in here and set that to 1,000, they're suddenly decently sized. So that means that we can have things that are unit sized but are correctly positioned, which is in some ways mind-blowing because that was not possible with quads. You'd have to have done them in Blender to actually get things that are the size that you want but are a unit scale. Which may mean I no longer need that face scale. I could probably Oh. Well, they'll just adjust the size if I pass other stuff in. Why the hell was I not using all this stuff before? It's mind-blowing to me that I wasn't using. It's like, oh, I'm doing all this 2D stuff. Let's make it work in 3D. No, I'm going to do 2D. Let's do 2D stuff from the start. This is the real stuff. This is what you should be doing. Oh, we can go here and we can swap that there. 4,000. Apply sprite editor. Because we'll be able to get rid of the spaces and stuff around as well. Okay. Why? Oh, that's why. Right, editor, apply. Now we can slice it. 3 column. Eyes plane 0, eyes plane 1, eyes 2. Apply. Okay. So I don't care about. Don't care about. I just care about the alphabet. Head off that. Oh. Let's see what goes on here. Oh. I appear to have done one of these. Okay. So the X is left needs to be now positive. No, it needs negative. That needs. Oh yeah, because I've not flipped 180. Oh, oh, look at those eyes that don't vanish. Now, for my next trick. What I want to do is the face background. I'm going to shove that in there and save. We've got rid of our stuff there. What I would like to do is create myself there's the sprite creator. Let's 2D create sprite and let's select the placeholder you want to make. Oh, let's just delete that. Let's so the glasses stuff there. Get rid of the screen, get rid of the eyes. Do that and just fill it in. Copy that. Paste. Export. Glasses. Because what we're going to do is in here. To the object. Right. Where? Rotate it by 90. Put square is going to use bridge. Oh, that needs right 4,000. Good. Drag that there. Right. This is where we need to look into Sprite Mass and see if I can pull off what I want to pull off. But it's okay if not, because we can do something else with the Sprite Mass that would like this. So... Right to be used as a mass. If the alpha contains a blend between transparent and opaque areas, you can manually determine the cutoff point. Okay, so what we can do is set a square mask. Actually, can we do... yes, we can. Then what we can do is right lens. Go get some dinner. Thanks for stream. Yeah, that's all right, Snowtwig. Hope you enjoy your dinner. So we set the mask there. Okay. Mask interaction, visible outside mask. Aha. Glassy standard alpha. So if I make that a sprite editor, slice, cell count, two, slice. Okay, and then for the mask, if I change the mask to... Hey! right lens mask. Can I put that inside the right lens? Oh, I can. Right. Let's duplicate that. Take it in there. We'll just call that the mask. This one, I'm going to set it. Well, oh, so what we can do is select the eyes. We can move those along, and then when we get to this point, if I wanted to also have the lenses move, I would call that a success after much pain. Okay. So, now that that is all done, I'm going to show you what I'm planning for how I actually define this. I may need to rethink some of it now that I have this, but effectively I'm going to have these face expressions. And what the face expressions are going to do is they're going to define a name, and they're going to define a lens, an eye, and things such as the mouth offset and size and so on. Because the mouth is going to be at a basic position, the eyes as such are going to be at basic positions, and it's a question of how much do we offset these from those positions based on the expression, and what textures and so on do we use. And this will actually be overridden here. We've got the plain face expression here that we're using to get all of the textures and the sizes and the offsets that we want and everything. So that will then be combined with the face theme, where we can pass in a theme and it has a name. The texture variant is like, is it plain, glowing, or pixelated? And then we have the colors that we want for the background, for the eyes, the mouth, the glasses, and so on. And much like this, we'll have all the themes down here as classes that implement this, so that we can then combine these together. And what makes some of this easier is that I have this glasses thing that is on this object here. And with the glasses, I can apply an expression, and it will apply all of the stuff for the size of the glasses, the eyes, all the positions and stuff like that for the default. But then on the glasses, I can also set an offset position based on where the eyes should be looking. I can pass in a theme so that it correctly updates what to use there. Now, because I'm using sprites, that's probably going to tweak how a lot of this stuff works. So I may effectively need like a sprite manager or something like that. But yeah, this is fantastic. I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. So I may play around with this some more offline over the next few days. See what I can come up with. So, let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to call the stream there. So I want to thank you all for coming along. See, there isn't really anyone to raid. I mean, the only person who I can see online is someone who I wouldn't really feel comfortable raiding because I haven't watched a huge amount of their streams. And it's more not quite in the same realm, so I think we'll just call the stream there. But yeah, I think this has been pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. So I want to... Oh, I forgot I've locked myself. So I want to thank you all for coming along. Hope you have all had a wonderful time. If you haven't already, please do give me a follow because you'll be able to get notified whenever I go live. My next stream should be on Sunday at 1 p.m. UK time, where we'll be doing some more work on Coppice. Hopefully, before then, I'll be able to get just a bit more done off stream, and then we'll be able to get this last major feature of Coppice finished, and then we can get really on the road to release. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your week, and as always, happy coding.